Tonight, the period in a federal fraud trial that dates back years. Two former Jacksonville City Council members are headed to prison. 33 months for Katrina Brown, 18 months for Reggie Brown. Now, our Troy Kless was in the federal courtroom the last 3 days as this marathon drama came to an end, and he joins us now live with the very latest. Troy?
Yeah, thank you, Heather. Both former city council members appearing happy that the judge gave them less prison time than what federal sentencing guidelines allow. She said that while this case shows that Katrina Brown knew that what she was doing was wrong and that the decisions that they made were bad, she said that this doesn't make either of them bad people, as this was a pretty emotional day for both the defendants and their families.
Katrina Brown stood by her family and attorney after the sentencing and is hopeful for the future.
I definitely believe I can help in the community and move forward with my life, yes.
Reginald Brown didn't speak after Thursday's sentencing, but his attorney Alan Ceballos says he was glad the judge was considerate. The sentencing guidelines said each defendant faced 40 months in prison, Katrina Brown getting 33 months in prison, and Reginald Brown received 18 months. Ceballos, Reggie Brown's attorney, saying they plan to appeal.
The judge decided this was not a crime of public corruption. She took into consideration all the numerous mitigating factors that were presented yesterday in the courtroom and went significantly beneath the sentencing range. We're gratified of that.
The two were city council members at the time of the fraud. While the judge says this was not a public corruption case, Katrina Brown thinks that added scrutiny and changed perception about what happened.
I believe that being a public official, it gives a perception, and I believe the case was perceived as a public corruption case, and I think it misled some people.
Now, each defendant is going to have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in restitution on top of their prison sentences. Each defendant has 2 weeks to appeal the decision, and both attorneys say they plan on doing so. Live in downtown Jacksonville, Troy Kless, First Coast News, on your side.
Thank you.